Good evening and welcome to Weatherphones Live here on Sunday, the 9th of February 2025. And it's a 24 then. Hope you're all well. It's myself, hello, and also we've got Liz.
Hey!
And also we've got a lot of people in already this evening, so let's just quickly say hello to everybody. Liz is live from Iceland again.
I'm wishful thinking with the snow.
Yeah, what's snow again?
Yeah.
We have enough freezer behind me to have a look what snow is, I think. So, the first person with that came in tonight is Laura Johnson. Thank you for joining us this Sunday evening. Also, we've got Lee Stevens with us. Laura saying it's been a bit breezy here today. What have you been eating?
Sorry, that was the sprouts.
Oh, suits you, sir. Oh, suits you, sir. Thank you for suits you, sir. Happy you well, my friend. Who else we've got? It's been a bit cloudy today, and right now it's a mix. Yeah, it's been a mix of grey here.
Grey and more grey.
It's
50 Shades of Grey, in fact.
Do you know what? I was just going to say it's the version of 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. Good evening to Anne Smith. Thank you for coming in this evening. And just for you, Rachel, I definitely noticed the banners are yellow. I thought of you. Don't worry, your yellow loving friend is here. We're on the yellow just the next 3 weeks before storm season 25 begins in 3 weeks' time.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Surely it can't be any worse than last year. Otherwise, we might as well just be sitting under a cloud blanket for the next Pistons 8 months.
I did a fair few miles. Didn't catch very many lightning storms. Oh, we did get that funnel. That was the highlight of last season.
Oh, well, I think I've gone watching it. I think we actually nearly saw a funnel together, didn't we? There was reports of the when we met up to the cell. We was actually watching from afar.
Yes.
It must have happened when we was getting into position. But then again, what's going along the Ashburn? I thought to myself, I thought I saw a funnel, but I thought, nah, it just must have been my eyes. It must have been that. So still me instinct. There we go. That was said last year. Who else have we got with us this evening? Good evening to our mod, PJ. Paul James, thank you for coming in on this Sunday evening. Just about your 4th live tonight you've done, Paul.
Paul's hardcore. I vaguely remember that he was there early hours of the morning for AON.
Oh, blimey. That was a nice live stream.
Yes, that was an exciting night. That was.
Starting the last room at 5 o'clock in the morning. Just as well
At
I
least
was
you
off
got
work.
some sleep. I didn't.
I'm just going down. Good evening to Ben. Ben's a bit nippy. Paul saying it's cloudy and light. Right? Hello, pussycat. Meow. Meow.
Got my headphones in. She can't hear you.
A lot of
Yeah.
sense, 50 shades of wobble for the models. It has. It's just so much uncertainty. There's more uncertainty than normal. But we'll do what we can tonight. Or just saying, but how late? We had things to sort out here. Also, then get a notification. Strange enough, for the first time, actually, the notifications. Oh, that's the doctor there. Saying we went live. But I know we're live because I can press the button to go live.
Yeah, it says live on my thing.
Yeah. Oh. Only 2. Paul says it's the second live tonight, so I'm getting it Sars and Gordon's. What's his name? Gav.
Gav. We're not live on Facebook. I don't know if that's.
Oh, do you know what? That's what I forgot to do. Got to send a link over to our Facebook.
It's not come over on Facebook.
No, it's just YouTube. I need I'm trying to even log into FaceAche. Let me just log in and send the link over.
Paul says Mark Vaughan and Weather Fans live streams, not Gav's.
Oh, okay.
Laura, the cat's called Tasha. She's my clingy cat. And she's currently in her favourite position, which is on my chest.
We'll just leave that there. You lot behave in the comments. Sorry, I'm just working behind the scenes. Just
that's right.
Posting the link to our...
Frogs like Matthew, what's happened to this channel's Discord? It's vanished. Yes, we took it down because there was basically nobody using it, and we found that more people were using the Messenger chat. So we, because we're only a small team, we thought we'd take the Discord down because we don't. It's another place that we don't have to find mods for and that kind of thing. And I'm not a user of Discord, so I kept forgetting to go in there.
And also, I think I've probably gone in there once in the last since Christmas, I think. Though we had links posted to our Facebook.
I shall just check if I can get my phone to do my face recognition over the top of the cat.
Meow.
That's really not helpful.
It's like, I want the attention, nobody else.
Yeah.
Don't worry, buddy. Listen's got a beard. It's just a cat. It's Blackbeard. Simply perfect.
Yes.
I mean, that just jumped. I was about to press the button and it jumped up then. Good evening to James. Evening, much was sent out Friday there. Been so busy of late, so let Storm Chaser Paul to listen out early next week. We'll pop a message in after the meal, because I've just read the message saying, how was your meal after the live? So
Yeah, thanks so much for doing that, James.
Yes, thank you. Well, weather terms, it's grey, dull, and it's just not too much going on. But it's going to next week. Well, the rest of this week, it seems to be a bit of a battleground between the Atlantic and the high pressure to our north and northeast. So that's Night's Live. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Now, have a look at some of the charts. So it's not going to be our glorious live that we normally do. It's just high pressure trying to be in control.
It isn't very much of a high pressure either, really, to be honest. So even the end of next week into the week after, where there's hints of potential cold, there's no actual Scandi high. There's no blocking. There's just low pressures all over the place. Yeah.
All just said, now I get a notification on my tablet.
The
main thing is you're here now.
Yes. It just proves that you're on the ball. You didn't need a notification to get here.
So I'll just bring up the latest facts chart from the good old Met.
Ow.
Just put us down into the bottom left-hand corner there, out of the way. So this is the pressure chart the facts chart from the Met Office. We've got 1,051 area of high pressure sat towards our northeast over Scandi. We've got these mess of weather fronts sat towards the south, bringing in a bit of some patchy drizzle, bit of light rain, maybe a bit wintry over higher ground. It's just a bit of a mess, really, isn't it, Liz? Towards our south.
The jet stream's a bit of a mess as well, which is probably why it's such a mess. The jet stream's looping all over the place. We're not actually getting much of a jet stream over us at the moment.
No, we'll have a look at the jet after this. So as we head into lunchtime tomorrow, again, we just got a bit of weak weather front across the UK, especially towards central areas. Again, probably looking a bit of patchy precipitation, really, of winteriness perhaps over the hills. It's just more nuisance fight than anything else. We've still got 1,047 high set over towards Scandi. Still bringing the winds in from the east. But if you follow these isobars right back, it's not a beastly east. It's more coming from Eastern Europe.
It's giving us the cold winds, though, just not the precip.
And going into midnight into Tuesday, we can see some showers affecting some eastern areas. Again, some of these could be wintry over high ground. And we've just got a little area of low pressure actually developing over towards Denmark. Sorry, not Denmark, towards the Low Countries. So again, these could enhance some of the showers to our east. We've got a deep area of low pressure set towards the south of Greenland at the moment. Nice little deep area of low there. That's been kept at bay at the moment with this high pressure extending across into the North Atlantic. Moving through into Wednesday, again, we've still got that weather front towards the east and perhaps the far southwest of the UK. And as you mentioned, low pressure systems just all around the UK, really. Got this weather front just to the west of Ireland as well. Let's get through to 120 because it always seems to go a bit weird between 60 and 96 hours. Even by Thursday lunchtime, still relatively under high pressure there. Might see a little bit more sunshine, but it depends how much clouds are trapped under this as well. Wind still coming up from the North Sea. So that weak weather front towards the far southwest could give some showers again. But the potential of the Atlantic waiting the winds trying to move in and displace this high pressure, which is slightly moved towards northeast of Iceland, really. just off the Norwegian Sea. Is that Norwegian Sea?
Yep. Yeah, the Arctic Sea, Norwegian Arctic Sea.
Shall I take a look at the jets and show the boys and girls what's happening?
Yes, because the jet explain why we're not getting much. It's very weak weather fronts and nothing kind of winds. It's just bimbling around, meandering over the top of us.
So this is from the lunchtime run of the GFS. So got the jet stream heading up towards Iceland, then coming back over across Scotland into Northern Ireland, looping back over towards not too far from the Azores, then heading back towards northeast, through into parts of Normandy and through the Balearics into North Africa. So it's really a loopy jet stream at the minute.
And as you go forwards, it pretty much stays like that all the way through. The jet stream almost gets cut off, which is why the big low Atlantic storms aren't quite getting to us.
Yeah, look at that jet stream coming out of Newfoundland there on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's a couple of times where the jet really gets accelerated, which is why I think the North America and Canada are in for some big winter storms. Iceland have had a couple, but we seem to be a bit cut off at the moment. I mean, there we've got a ridge coming up from the Azores.
It's almost like an Amiga block, isn't it?
Yes. And then if you carry on forwards, it kind of wobbles.
And yeah, and that jet stream coming across the Atlantic, heading towards Iberia. So again, still when we get into where we know days 8 and 9, jet stream still heading towards Iberia, then pushing up towards the western side of Ireland, going up to Greenland, then coming down through the Norwegian Sea into Central Europe.
But look how light it is. It's really not the strength of the jet stream gets really cut off. There's some kind of block that's kind of fragmenting it almost.
It must be that Scandi high.
I don't know. I really don't know, because there's so many little low pressures that are kind of bimbling around.
Yeah. So the majority of the jets getting pushed down into North Africa. Look at that. So there could be a few
maybe Sahara again.
Yeah. Definitely some winter storms, well, Atlantic storms coming into Iberia. So they not looked at the pressure charts yet. Well, I've looked in a moment. They could have the risk of some storms, maybe.
And then it gets cut off again. Look.
Yeah, and again, in this Amiga block kind of situation.
Yeah, this is the start of a hint of what might turn into a Scandi block. I mean, you can see there we've got winds straight down from the Arctic across Scandinavia, right across us. So there is a little bit of a chance of some cold, but I don't think it's going to be a beast from the east at all. It's because it's just too cut off. It's too disconnected.
Just look, by the time we get to 2 weeks a day, just look how much jet stream there is just all over the place as well. There's almost like 2 hours of jet stream just coming out of Africa alone. That, I don't think I've ever seen this much of a mess in a very, very long time.
Yeah, well, that's 2 little low pressures. Is it a low pressure? No, it's a low pressure and a high pressure, isn't it? The southern one is a low pressure, and the northern one is a higher pressure. But it's a proper, like, occluded mess. There's a big trough in the weather, a big hole in the weather almost.
Just quickly run through that again. It's not your normal westerly flow, really. It's just there's some kind of like obstruction in the way, really.
I think the UK storm shield is holding out. The UK Atlantic storm shield is proper working at the moment because it's blocking all the jet stream, bringing off all the Atlantic storms, and that pressure chart. Some of those Atlantic lows are big lows; they're really deep lows, and they just don't get to us.
So let's take a look. There's high pressure in charge for the start of this week. Got that little low coming up through the low countries through to start of this week, Monday to Tuesday. You've got another little low set just towards the southwest in the Bay of Biscay. We're still just hanging on to high pressure towards, especially further north you are. Coming into Thursday, I mentioned about that quite a deep low set just towards the west, but that can't quite get him because there's high pressure up into the Norwegian Sea. It tries to push in weather fronts on this latest run, but high pressure just keeps remaining in charge. What we're now, we're still coming in a bit of an east-southeasterly wind there through next Sunday. And it's just that battleground between low pressure towards the west and high towards the east. And I think this just keeps changing from model run to model run because the computer models are really having a hard time trying to pin this down. Got these little lows just set towards the west again. How much inroads it makes is still open to question. And with the state of the jet stream at the minute, it's just an absolute mess and a bit of a ball ache, really, to predict what's going to go.
If anything, I think we're going to be sat under big temperature inversions, so it's going to be foggy. The air quality is going to be really horrible. Because it's just stagnating. There's nothing really. The fronts that are coming across us, the tiny little weather fronts, the couple of occluded fronts. It's not pretty.
Not at the moment. 2 weeks today, we're looking at a northeasterly wind there coming off the North Sea. For the ice bars right back, we're heading towards Eastern Europe. We'll have a look at the upper air temperatures in a second, and that just sits there for quite a few days, really. And we'll get more of a southeasterly into an easterly there coming across the UK.
There is a very, very small risk of east coasterly snow showers at that point because of the little weather fronts that are bimbling around. So I think it's from next Sunday through to next Wednesday, there's a very small chance of easterly snow showers, just little tiny flurries really at the moment. But that's just this current run. Like you say, it's going to change.
Yeah, I'll look at the UKV in a second, actually, see how much of that precipitation is picking up. The air above us right now is quite cold, really, -5, so it's a bit marginal, really, for any precipitation to fall wintry. I think it's, again, mostly over high ground. Literally about like it's been over the weekend, really. And we've got that little low developing, just as I mentioned, over the low countries. And we've got this, I was looking at this earlier on, we've got this little cold pool just creeping across Europe there. And as we head through into midweek, could introduce nearly cooler temperatures, but that just seems to dive actually over towards England.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah.
And then it goes back again.
Bottom there, I can't bother today.
But look at the warm from the Azores again, look. There's a ridge that comes up.
We're literally right on the edge of Mid Atlantic, just towards our west-southwest, and just the cold just to our east. So we're literally...
It's more like the Cookie Monster rather than a beast from the east.
Yeah. This is almost like a clear sign of a battleground between the Atlantic trying to move in and the cold air coming in. We've got this cold plunge coming in, but it doesn't quite properly make it towards the UK. This is just that battleground between the Atlantic here with this low pressure set towards the west and this high pressure set towards the east. And what we're talking probably about space of about 200, 300 miles, where you got this minus 10 isotherm, could bring in really cold air. There's not much in it at all. It's really on a knife edge, really. And this has the Atlantic winning off just as we head into, well, we know what's the date today. Looking 10, day
It's
10
Wednesday.
at 11. And yet there's just
it comes back again.
barely.
We're right on the boundary. We're right on the boundary.
Then we've got the
That's where we start looking at potential snow flurries on the east there. That Saturday, that Friday into the Saturday into the Sunday, we're looking at northeasterlies, northeasterlies.
We finally bring the proper minus 10 degree isotherm across the UK. So any precipitation is more likely going to be wintry.
But there's very little precipitation showing as well because it's dry. It's come down straight from the Arctic. It's dry cold, and we haven't got the lows coming across from the west to bump into it, which is what gives us the big snowfall. Access denied. James says all these easterly winds, but once the
Is anyone else having a problem with Liz's sound, or is it just me? Are we both? Is me and Liz coming through clearly, everybody? I'm not sure if it's my side or Liz's side. I can't hear either. Can you hear me, Liz?
I can hear you, and James can hear me fine.
Oh. Can hear. Liz, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, I've got you. I've got you coming back.
I think there's
frozen on the screen.
Let me just come off. Try that. Let's go switch microphone. Can you hear me better now?
Hello, Iceland.
Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael's disappeared. We've lost Michael, everybody. I've got a bit
of a sound delay coming from you.
No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2 1 3 1 4. Hello. Oh, just getting to the best of Sweden. Thank you for coming in.
Right, I've switched everything over.
Oh, I can hear you nice and clear again.
Yeah, I've just switched everything over and back again. So, but you disappeared, Michael.
Okay. Sorry.
I don't know whether your internet's playing up.
I've got nothing coming up on my screen at the moment.
Okay. Anyway.
Someone asked me about the cream eggs. Have you opened it yet? They've been open about a week or so. They're just behind me on the shelf.
I'm surprised if they've been open a week, you haven't eaten them all.
Nearly. Got to be careful. I did have a unexpected filling midweek, actually, on Tuesday. Oh. Woke up Monday morning with a bit of toothache. Thought, this is not right. Well, managed to get in for the next day, and thought it's good to be spotted that because it's underneath the between the teeth, underneath just by the gum is. So I wouldn't have spotted it without an X-ray. So I was quite lucky there.
Ouch.
But thankfully, I'm with a damn plan, so I had to pay anything because I get paid monthly anyway. Otherwise, it would have cost me nearly £300. It would have been about £283 roughly.
Ouch.
I feel guilty of having the chocolate egg early. I had a cabbage cream egg on Christmas Eve, I think. I thought, oh, I'll have one of them. Because the first time I've ever had a crepe is cream egg before Christmas.
Cream eggs are not just for Easter.
Well, as I always said, just remember, boys and girls, chocolate is for life, not just for Christmas or Easter.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Yes, James was saying, I think it was James, let me find the comment again. Yes, James said all these easterly winds, but once the beast from the east comes near us, it's access denied. Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, it's very, very tight on the. You see, it's just a close run thing. It could be one or the other, or it could be a bit of both, mixture. Oh, sorry, Steffi. I've just seen your pop come into the. I've just gone up the chat a bit. Good evening to you, Steffi. Oh God, got a bit too far up. Oh, no.
And hi to the best of Sweden as well. Can you send us some snow, please?
Yeah. Saying that, if they've got high pressure set there, it could be very dry up there at the minute.
That's true. I think they've had quite a snowless winter so far, comparably snowless winter in Finland as well. So yeah.
Welcome to our world.
Do you want to look at the snow risk while we're talking about
the snow risk? I've got
it up. If you.
Oh yeah, you got it. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got it ready. Share screen. Snow risk. Share. There we go. So, let's just take that back a bit.
There we go. You're on the screen.
Cool. So this is now. So very little other than over the Cairngorms. Just going to whiz it through really quickly. Very, very small chance. A little bit more of a chance on Monday, where this easterly really gets going a little bit more. But then it kind of isolates itself to the high ground. I mean, looking at this green and the lighter reds, that's kind of 70% chance, so we might get some flurries. So going through Monday, there might be a few flakes falling pretty much anywhere in England, Wales and Scotland, definitely up in the Highlands of Scotland, over the higher grounds, the lakes, Pennines, Snowdonia, maybe down into Brechinniog, the Brecon Beacons. And then moving into Tuesday, it reduces to very definitely higher ground. Middle of next week, over the Highlands of Scotland, very, very slim chance over Snowdonia. I'm going to whiz it through. It's the Friday you can start seeing it coming in on the eastern side, northern France and Holland. So moving into Saturday, this is where the easterly flow really starts to get going. But then we have a few wobbles of those little low pressures and a couple of occluded fronts. And then right at the end of the run, which is 2 weeks from now, is when we start seeing that high pressure building again. This is when we start seeing the potential for snowfall. I mean, this is a long way out, but it does match up with what the pressure charts and the isotherm, the 850 isotherm is showing us. So you can see East Anglia, East Coast. We've got a little bit of a tongue, presumably that's a little bit of a front coming across again, Lake Districts, Manchester, north of Manchester.
That one in the channel looks like a bit of a streamer, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're just like little occluded streamers, or occluded front streamers. You can see they're all very much linear,
Yeah.
and then it's gone. So yeah,
No.
but that's 2 weeks away. So a long way out into the future.
Yeah, but I think we're struggling to get through the next few days, to be honest, just because everything's so much. And we're
Yeah,
talking 2 weeks.
we need the jet stream to settle down. While the jet stream's like it is, it's kind of looping around. We get a little bit of a leader that gets cut off. So yeah, we'll get there. Just needs the jet stream to make its mind up.
I'm just going to bring on the UK via the high res model. I think I might bring up the latest rainfall actually in a second. So I'm not sure if some of this, there was a bit of precipitation showing here for central southern
Yeah.
England at the minute. I'm not sure if that's
Yeah, we had a little bit.
Oh, Charles, I've been in all day, so I even looked out the window today. So I've got a bit of a stream of a bit of a line convection. Not line convection, that's the wrong word to use. We've got a line there going across the M4 corridor there. I'll have a look at the precipitation type in a second. So there's the showers coming in to eastern areas. Probably wind stream over higher ground.
Yeah, there was no sign of anything sleety even in what's falling over me today. I'm just southwest of Birmingham, for those of you who don't know. So the temperature's been rising today.
Actually, I'll have a look at the latest observations actually in a second. Tuesday's got a bit of a hint of something just clipping the far southwest of Cornwall. Again, a few showers for eastern areas. Yeah, Friday as well. So Atlantic trying to move in there, but it's not getting quite far. Yes, let's have a look actually the latest.
Yeah, it's all been rain by the looks of it.
Yeah, temperature not looking that cold actually. So is that other screen share that? Yes.
Yeah.
So hang on, I have to click into the right tab, wouldn't it? There we go. So currently we've got an actual temperature of 8 degrees at the moment in Shevna, down towards, what was that, Devon wise? Yeah, Devon. If I just have a quick scan across the country, spread up a little bit more. So we've got 6 and 8 across southwest there. Let's come up 4. Lions Hum up 4. Luton Airport up 4. Lake and Heath Royal Air Force at 6. Up into Birmingham up 5 degrees.
Yeah, that's what my weather station's telling me.
The Village of the Damned, Cobzil, that's what I call it, 5 degrees.
I thought Droitwich was the city of the damned.
Sorry?
I thought Droitwich was the city of the damned.
Actually, is that your version?
Yeah.
I remember being in a friend's car, I think about 15, 20 years ago, and this guy actually walked across the road, virtually in front of the crossing. We actually said to each other, God, I think he needs to get his eye tested. I kid you not, he walked straight into the opticians right next to the crossing.
Should have gone to Specs like, oh.
Yes. And ever since then, we've just nicknamed it Village of the Damned, Cobzil. I thought it was heading off to the airport or something like that. in that direction. Leeds and Bradford Airport at 4 degrees. Let's head further north to Newcastle at 5 degrees. And Drummalbin at 3. Strathallan at 4. Aviemore at 2. And we're going to the cold air. Loch Glashnock at -2, but where the clearest skies are, -5 in Altnahara.
2 degrees Aviemore is warm.
Yeah.
For the start of February. Oh, guy suit.
Thanks, Sue, for popping in. Visibility is quite low.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're going to be in a misty, hazy, horrible, yucky, gunky streak.
Low pressure set towards the south, 1,025 millibars, just into, what does it even tell me where that is? Cherbourg.
Guernsey?
Ah, yes, of course.
Channel Islands.
And we've got 1,043 right across Altnahara, Inverness, Kirkwall Airport, Loch Glashnock, and Wick up in the far north of Scotland.
Yes, definitely not much sunshine, Matthew, and very, very little chance of seeing any aurora, even if we do get a really big sun flare.
Yucky, dank weather.
Pretty much sums it up.
Bit of a dirty high, as I call it, when you got clouds trapped underneath high pressure.
Yeah.
Shall I take a look?
Hill walking.
Hill walking. Might as well just walk. Might as well just walk you around with your eyes barely closed.
Yes. Yeah, we had a couple of really beautiful sunny days with some hard frosts, Steffi. Yeah, we did, but that's just distant memory now.
Yeah, like the chocolate biome in a few days' time. Let's. Oh, hang on a second. Let's get that back on there. Share that tab. Let's have a look at the ECMWF weekly sea level pressure charts. See what that's coming up as. So this is from the ECMWF website. So for the 10th of February through to the 17th of February, we've got high pressure centered over the Norwegian Sea. This is bringing that easterly wind through this week.
We need it a little bit further east. Just a little bit further east.
Yeah, just a fraction. 17th of February to 24th of February currently has high pressure set further north towards eastern Greenland, really. We've got low pressure set towards the southwest of the UK. That will bring the winds in from south to southeasterly. This could be the battleground that the models are struggling with at the minute. If I go back to, say, yesterday's, I probably... No, we're kind of showing the same thing. I stand corrected. Going back to Friday. Lows, you bugger. No, let's go back to where we are now. So let's have a look at the 24th to the 3rd of March. This has got low pressure sat virtually on top of the UK, so winds back in from a bit of a southwesterly there. So it's gone back to the default setting, as we call. The 3rd of March to the 10th, as it's set towards the northwest slightly, still bring up a southwesterly, and that'll bring up milder air. And 10th of March to 17th, not much change, set further towards Iceland, bringing more of a flat westerly across the UK. And in the fairyland of the end of the run, I'm looking still flat westerly there as well. With the same model runs, let's have a look at the precipitation, weekly anomalies. The 10th of February to 17th of February, we're looking at Dryden average. Let's bring that up on the screen a bit more. Looking at Dryden average across the UK. The 17th of February towards the 24th, we're looking more wetter than average across the UK, put away from the far northwest of Scotland. The 24th to the 3rd of March, again, we're looking wetter than average with that low pressure on top of the UK. And again, 3rd to the 10th, looking a bit wetter than average. Then in the fairyland of the model runs, we're looking virtually average for the time of year and perhaps slightly wetter at the end of the run towards northern areas. In terms of the 2 meter temperatures, we'll look at the surface. Let's look at the 2 meter temperatures. No surprise at the moment. Let's bring the key on for this. So 10th of February to the 17th of February, we're looking around about 3 to 6 degrees below the average. 17th of February towards the 24th, we're still looking slightly cooler than average. Then 24th of February to the 3rd of March, we're looking above average compared to normal. So that's the Atlantic. It's expecting the Atlantic to take back over again. And for the rest of this run, it's got us mild than average and quite warm across actually Europe there. It's got a few months of early spring, perhaps for Eastern Europe. There's a 6 p.m. run out of the GFS. That doesn't get uploaded, I think, till about 10 o'clock tonight, from what I remember. Yeah.
Yes.
James
Starts about 10.
Yeah. I don't fancy going to start late tonight. We talk about nothing for the next couple of hours.
Somebody mentioned spring.
Yeah, it's in your car above your wheel. No, I don't know about you, but Liz, but I'm actually ready for spring now. I just want a bit warmer now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, if we had a good, decent beast with a nice dump of snow, that would be cool.
That'd be nice way to winter.
Yes. But I can't see it happening personally. I think it's just going to be blah for most of the winter. We might get a few flurries as we do March, April time. But then that brings us a chance of thunder snow, which is always good. Yes.
Yeah, through. What's that there? Spring, the mythological period of time between snowstorms and roasting alive. That's true. Very true.
Spring's just when the flowers start coming out, isn't it?
Yeah, for a few days, then it turns whatever it wants to do. Hopefully, we get a nice warm spring, ready to get the ground set ready for storm season. I don't think we could beat 2020 at the minute because that was fantastic.
No. I will always remember being sat at the top of the Staffordshire moorlands in the middle of the most epic thunderstorm and just constant lightning. I think it's the best thunderstorm I've seen since I went chasing in the States. And then I followed it all the way up to sat on the peaks at 3 a.m. And then the next day, was it the day after or the day before, was the same again. It was just, those 2 days just live long in the memory of the chaser.
Yeah. I do remember one of the weeks actually through 2020, virtually for about a week straight, I think I had a thunderstorm on every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there were those 2 days where I think I probably did around about 700 miles just in the 2 days. And I was on a thunderstorm pretty much the whole time. It was just epic. Yeah, it was just awesome.
I think I might have been just on the old page I used to be on. I think I did a live where outside my own front door, I could just see the cloud rising into the thunderstorm. That was an incredible thunderstorm for what I remember.
Yeah.
To say you
Yeah.
could literally see like the layer where it's rising into. You just knew it was just going to be a while.
Well, to be fair, the ground is wet enough that if we have a good spell of warm weather and it gets the lift going, the cape going, get some evaporation going, all we need is one decent front coming across. We might be in luck because everything's so wet, everything's saturated. You just need a bit of an evaporation, get some cape going.
That's it. Mention the word cape. Shall we just have a quick look at the cape, see what's happening this week?
Ambitious, aren't you? There might be a little bit as the occluded fronts come across, but
we're nearly at storm season now, 3 weeks away.
Yeah. Well, they had 2 tornadoes the other day in Tennessee, I think it was.
Oh, yes.
So Dixie Alley's warming up already. Because it was a 5% risk. Max velocity was live. Alabama, Tennessee, into North Carolina, I think it was.
Have they got a forecast ready for the tornado season yet? Has that been issued?
No, not yet. It's a bit early.
Hmm.
Dixie Alley's getting warmed up slightly, but it's still early days.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. It could be just one. We'll just see. So I was just looking at the cape and lifted just for the hell of it. Or just getting warmed up for the spring. Famous last words.
Getting into practice.
So yeah, there's absolute Jack Pitt through up to midweek. We're in positive numbers, which is no good to us at all. We're stuck in the blues for the rest of this week. There's a few inch there, which has just then disappeared, which has been the story of bloody 24 as well. There's a few inch there. I'm clutching at straws here. No. Plus 22, plus 23. If that was minus 22, minus 23, I think we're all just going to pass out in shock.
Yeah.
Think about, was it at least minus 7, minus 8? There's a good chance of a severe thunderstorm. It's when you get to 9s and 10s plus, it's like,
yes.
Well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you want any thunderstorms this week, please look away now.
Well, it is only February.
Yeah.
Oh, go back. What was that? I know. It's all right. I got excited then.
Was that because of the stream across?
Easterly streamers. Yeah. Easterly streamers come across. So that's where the snow risk is. Look.
There.
For that weekend.
If it's to come off.
Thunder snow. Nah, that's never going to happen. Global fairy story.
Yeah. I think we're going to, unless there's anything else. Oh, what's the question there? What's the lowest you've seen for storms? I'm wondering if it's talking about the Cape.
Cape or LI lifted index. Over here, to be honest, we do get them triggered pretty low because we get so many influences all in one point. America, they kind of rely on the triple point.
It is for Cape.
Yeah. It's very rare we get to 1,000 Cape. 1,000 joules. I think probably about 750, 800 maybe. Cape. I'm just trying to think. The ones in 2020, I think we were pushing 1700 kilojoules.
Come do the 2020 season again without the lockdown.
Oh no, I quite enjoyed the lockdown.
I was still working because I was working for Ocado at the time, so we were still delivering people shopping. Is there anything else you want to look at, or shall we start winding down?
There isn't anything else to look at really, because it's a mess. So it could change the next run, because it is just such a mess, to be honest. Until the jet stream sorts itself out a little bit, if the polar vortex splits properly, because at the moment it's all over the place. There's little bits coming off it all over the place.
So actually, just remind me, before we go, let's have a look at the PV. Let's quickly put it on the screen. Let's have a look at the latest from the GFS that we'll head off after that. All right, yep. Oh, God, I've just gone black then. Have I gone off? Yeah, my screen's gone black again.
We've still got you, and we've still got your screen share.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that occasionally. So yeah, we've got a bit of warming towards the Asian side of the North Pole.
Oh, signs of a split there. It's just, is it? No.
Computer says no.
Tries and then doesn't.
Yeah, also let's try a bit of warming on the European side, actually. That does get going a bit. Comes right round as well. Then again, comes towards
want that.
Yeah. There's a bit of warming over Europe.
Oh, night, Matthew.
Night, Matthew. Thanks for coming in. We've got a bit of a warming on both sides, actually. They're trying to squeeze the PV, but then again, we're getting to a stage where the PV will start to weaken a bit now, coming towards the end of February.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks away again. That's the that's where the split is. Look, if you look at that Saturday, is it Saturday 22nd, something like that? That's when we get the suggestion and of the potential possibility, very small, where the snow flurries, the stream has come across. If you just take it forwards very slowly, you've got a little bit that kind of bumps out over Scandinavia. There's a hint there, but you see what I mean? But it ain't going to happen, is it? We're clutching at straws.
Let's look at the 6 o'clock run, see if that's got a similar thing going on. So it tries to go for almost a split there. Even if it's like a minor split, then just joins back to forces again. Still got that warming over towards Asia. Then we start to see a bit of warming over Europe. Then it could be a start of seeing the PV getting squeezed on both sides there. There's quite a bit of warm, quite significant warming really on the European side. Don't often see that, do we? The warming on the European side, especially.
No.
And then that's kind of really putting pressure on the PV, which on both sides there. I think we'll leave it as that. I think tonight I've gone black. I'm just
frozen.
I'm just taking myself off the screen and back on again.
Yeah, Audio Coffee says everyone on the roof with polystyrene tiles, a grater, and a fan.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way we're going to get any signs of anything that looks like snow.
I can get myself back on again, but I have to leave the what's name and come back in, but there's no point because we're about to end it anyway now.
No.
Right. Oh, speaking of earlier, there's an amber alert just issued. Unless you're in northern Scotland, there's no chance of seeing it at the minute, unless you've got probably about a 2,000-foot high ladder you can climb.
Yeah, I think not. Not anytime soon, anyway.
7 stretches so far this winter. Each time it's bounced back, it is a sort of strong and cold enough for nacreous cloud.
Yeah, I saw some great pictures of nacreous clouds from Iceland, which is pretty rare.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they've had some interesting weather in Iceland recently. They've had 2 big back-to-back huge storms. They've had nacreous clouds, which is rare for Iceland, like I said. So yeah.
So yeah, I think we're going to end the live there. We've been live for around about an hour, and as I said, there's not too much to talk about. It's just going to be a battleground UK for this coming week. We can see a lot of chopping and change between the models. I won't be surprised if during Met Office's deep dive or the 10-day trend, we're going to see them showing the forecasting being really lower than normal.
Yeah, the confidence. Yeah, low confidence.
Yeah. Low confidence.
Oh, that's really kind of you, James. James says, "Awesome stream." Thank you, mate.
Even though there's not too much to talk about. Steffi says, yes, so nacreous cloud in Iceland on their webcam over the volcano.
Yep.
And
yes.
thank you, Paul James, PJ.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Yeah, I'm on Volcano Watcher alert because it's about to go bang again at the Sugnuka Gigor.
Just a quick side note. What do you think is happening in Santorini?
That's interesting. I think there is a magma extrusion going on. It hasn't erupted since 1950, so there is always a chance that it might go bang. But it's very at the moment they're quite deep quakes, which says to me that it's magma moving underground. It's not coming up. So it's rumbling around, and the lava lakes are moving underground. The magma chambers are moving, and it's kind of forging a new path underground rather than coming up.
Yeah.
The one that I saw whether it was steaming out of some of the cracks was interesting. Maybe it might go. It is due because like I say, it hasn't erupted since the 50s. But there's been an awful lot of. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, it could be one of those could be one of those situations where nothing might happen. Get my words out. Nothing might happen in the next few weeks or months. It could even be later this year where something could happen.
Yes, it's one to keep an eye on. I can understand why they've evacuated, but they've evacuated because the quakes are so violent at the moment, and it's slippage and kind of just seismic activity with a bit of potential magma movement, which is what was causing the gases. I can't get my words out now. It's catching the gaseous escaping. So one to keep an eye on, but there's a lot of seismic activity going around at the moment, all over the place. So when one major plate moves, there's kind of a knock-on effect around the globe because they all have to juggle back into position. And as the plates bump into each other, it puts stress on that point. So when the stress relieved in one place, it gets transferred to another place. So
yeah, we also had that big quake in the Caribbean yesterday as well, which was lateral movement instead of.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Something, is it? Subduction, is it? I'm thinking instead of going from up.
Yes. where they bang up and down, the up and down or the side to side, basically. And this one was a side to side.
Yeah. I was just about to go to sleep last night, and I seen like an 8.0 come up on my phone. I was like, oh bloody hell!
Yeah, I think they've taken it down to a 7.5 so far.
I'm just double check. I think it was 7.6. It come down to.
Was it 6?
By the way,
Yeah.
Laura Johnson, we can see you testing if it says it that. Let's just double check. I think there's downgrade to 7.6. Oh, 7.7. I've got.
Oh right, okay.
7.7 at 6.2 miles deep.
Yeah, so well down. Sean Willsey is a great geology explainer on YouTube. I watch all his stuff about Iceland. He kind of boils it down to really. I mean, I'm not a geologist. I get really confused sometimes talking about deep plate tectonics and things. Even though I did an earth sciences and meteorology degree, it gets very complicated. But he kind of explains it, and he explains what the websites show you. So when you get all the graphics and you get that circle in it, or the oval, he explains how to read all those. So if you're interested in geology and plate tectonics and earthquakes and that kind of thing, I'd recommend having a look at his YouTube channel, Sean Willsey.
Just having a quick look of the latest quakes. There's plenty of falls going around Santorini at the minute. We had a 5.1 around about 5 per 7 tonight at 8.7 miles deep.
But it's all aftershocks, and then you'll get a big one, and then again it's everything settling, isn't it? So you get one big quake, and then everything has to settle. If you imagine like pushing two biscuits together, or rubbing two biscuits side to side against each other, you get the point where they crumble and slip, or crumble and one goes above the other, and that's pretty much what's happening with plate tectonics. Very, very simplified. So thinking in terms of geology, you're not just talking about the points of a biscuit, you're talking about all the way along a fault line. So one bit moves and the rest of it has to settle all the way along that fault line, and then you get to the point where you get the friction and it holds, and then all of a sudden it lets go. And it's when it lets go is when you get the big quakes, and then it has to settle down again, and that's all the after quakes.
Yeah. Someone mentioned we get a 1.2 magnitude quake and people lose their minds. There was one not too far from you, actually, a few days ago, Wednesday the 5th of February.
Yep.
A 2.0 at Storage in Worcestershire.
Yes. There is a fault line that runs across the Midlands. The big one I remember is the one in the early 2000s. Can't remember which year it was.
Near Dudley or something, not too far from Dudley.
Yeah, it was Dudley, pretty much on the Wren's Nest, and that one actually knocked things off my bedside table. And I was in Blackheath, so I was 10 miles away from the epicenter. So yeah.
Well, I've actually slept through it. Actually, it wasn't until I heard my dad downstairs talking to someone just saying, "Oh, I had a problem with the telephone or something like that." So no, I felt there was car alarms going off and people out in the streets. Wonder what was going on.
Yeah. Well, we all ended up out in the street because, like I say, it knocked things off. I was woken up by the lamp falling off the bedside table. So it wasn't a short one. It went on for quite a while. And there was one in the 80s, I remember. I mean, my parents told me about. I'm too young to remember it. And we thought it was a lorry going past with a flat tire. That's what it sounded like. So yeah.
Oh, the 5 point was it? Was it a 5.1? I don't think it was that much, was it?
I know it was quite big.
Right.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was actually Birmingham. I think it was Dudley, which is pretty
Yeah.
close to Dudley earthquake. 2002 was a 4.8. I've just googled it.
Market Raisin. It was actually so Georgie at the time and worked me up, so I was able to input data for it. It was brilliant, says Steffi.
Is it Market Raisin?
Was
that
that a
one?
different one?
I think we're thinking of different ones because Market Raisin isn't.
That's towards the north, towards the east of England, isn't it?
Yeah.
Towards
No, the one we're talking about was not far from Himley, to the west of Dudley. And that was the one that was the 4.8. But yeah, we were putting out calls for blue pop from the Red Cross.
Blue what? Sorry.
Blue pop. We needed disaster relief. We needed blue pop and orange chips.
Market Raisin was spread between 2008.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the one I remember knocking stuff off the bedside table was the Dudley one, 2002.
Yeah. Oh, was it 2002, that one?
Yeah, I just Googled it. Yeah. Google is your friend.
Actually, weirdly, on the same day with that 2.0 down in Worcestershire, was actually a 2.2 in Nargon Butte.
Ah. Interesting.
So
nothing to do with weather, but more interesting than the weather is at the moment.
Just to the east of Oban in Argonne and Buttes, that was at 3:03 a.m. and the Worcestershire one was at 11:44 a.m. Right, I think we said we're going to call it night about 10 minutes ago, so
yeah, and then we started talking about earthquakes and volcanoes. So yeah.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll just see you next Sunday at 8 p.m. It could be one of us, it could be two of us, it could be 16 of us. We just don't know. We'll see what this week brings. But no doubt it's going to be all grey skies and lovely, lovely clouds. And you can't see my face because my screen's gone black, so you can't see what I'm doing. Cool for watching. It's good night from me, and it's good night from
me.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week here at Weatherfans Live.